Am I the asshole for telling my wife to get over my daughter's short hair? I and my wife have been married for 5 years. I have a 14-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. Her mother wanted nothing to do with her when she was born. When I met my wife, she was worried about being a bad stepmother to my daughter. They became close and they do a spa day every Mother's Day. My daughter has very long hair down to her shoulders. She hates putting it up in ponytails and she complains about the length of time it takes to blow dry. She's a big tomboy and one of her friends recommended she gets a pixie cut. I booked her an appointment to get the cut she wanted and she was very happy. She's been in such a great mood and loves having the short hair. When I brought her home to see wife, my wife dropped what she was doing and looked like she was about to faint. She asked why I allowed daughter to cut all her hair off. I told her that this is the cut my daughter wanted. My wife got furious and started telling me about how I ruined daughter's image. I shot back at her to get over the haircut as it made daughter happy. That was all I wanted, was my daughter to be happy. My wife continued to complain about the haircut even around my daughter and I had to tell her multiple times to drop it. My daughter has been very depressed and it's worrying me. I have been giving my wife the cold shoulder and she's being very cold to both me and daughter. Am I the asshole for telling my wife to get over my daughter's short hair? Not the asshole. The way she's continuing to complain about the cut itself and the girl's image sounds like she straight up thinks girls shouldn't have short hair. Maybe she was okay with your daughter's tomboyness as long as she still had what your wife considers a major signal of femininity, and now she feels the girl is too masculine. She may or may not have ideas about this having something to do with your having been a single father. Maybe she feels an inappropriate level of authority or control over your child's choices about how she presents herself in general, regardless of gender norms, and feels her authority was usurped. Regardless of the nature of her issue, she is making a child feel bad about her appearance and her preferences for her own body, and she needs to stop. Absolutely not the asshole. Your daughter is old enough to make her own style choices and she's obviously happy. That is all that matters. It's just hair. She can grow it long again if she chooses to do so. It's not like she amputated a limb. Your wife is definitely off for bringing up her issues with her hair in front of your daughter. Not the asshole. I would definitely talk to your wife privately when your daughter is not around. Cold shoulder is not going to help it stop from happening again. I'd find out what's up. I guarantee she has said something and talked to your daughter privately, so you need to speak to her as well. Your wife needs to respect at 14.5 his girl has a right, just as a person, to choose her own hairstyle. Not even a matter of mom, stepmom, etc. Please set some boundaries with your wife now. This could get really bad as this girl continues through her teens. You can't ignore it. Not the asshole. Your daughter is the one who gets to choose the length of her hair. My mother kept my hair short while I was young. Once I hit high school, I put my foot down and started growing it out. I'd been in pixie cuts and short bobs until then. Hair is hair and hair grows. As a tomboy who wasn't allowed to cut my hair short as a kid and finally did it as an adult, let me first say thank you so much for being so supportive of your daughter getting the hairstyle she wanted. You are not remotely the asshole, but your wife 100 is. Please continue to be firm. If your daughter is hearing your wife speaking negatively about her appearance, she needs to also be hearing you defend her. I'm normally a proponent of presenting a united front to the kids, but not when one of the parents is insulting a child. If your wife can't shut the F up about it, that would become a "you are no longer to be in my child's presence" situation. Tell your daughter that she's a badass who looks amazing. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I'm not sure what's going on with your wife here. She has some odd hang-ups about hair. Not the asshole. The only person whose opinion matters on your daughter's hairstyle is your daughter. She's 14, not 4. Your wife seriously needs to get a check on her comments and behavior. You need to be very clear with your wife that she needs to drop it. Her being disapproving is messing with your daughter's self-esteem. It is shameful that she would make a big deal over hair. It's shallow. Your daughter is a lot more than her hair or makeup or anything else. Your wife is very petty and I wouldn't put up with it. Your daughter is old enough to decide what she wants to do with her hair. Your wife has no right to be shaming her. Your wife seems overly concerned about your daughter's image and her need to harp on the haircut sounds immature. She is acting like a pill. You gave her permission for the haircut, and your daughter is happy. Wife needs to start acting like an adult. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your wife needs to calm down. Your daughter is 14 and old enough to select her own hairstyles. If she is happy with it, that's all that matters. Your wife sounds incredibly materialistic. Not the asshole. Your wife sounds more concerned with her own image, rather than your daughter's happiness. Why should your daughter's choice of hairstyle affect her so much? Not the asshole. My mom wouldn't let me have short hair. I got it cut short in college a little under 10 years ago and have never let it grow back out. I truly dislike long hair and can't even stand my hair touching the bottom of my neck now. If your daughter wants it short, she should have it short. It's not like she asked to start drinking or something. Lolo P is definitely a man. My daughter has very long hair, it's all the way down to her shoulders. Tell Mother Gothel to back off. I'm increasingly convinced about the panic from women about girls cutting their hair short is a badly disguised "oh no, maybe she's a lesbian" panic. Not the asshole, and people need to stop getting their panties in a twist about girls cutting their hair short. Not the asshole. I honestly don't understand a mother's obsession with the daughter's hair length once the daughter is old enough to express a desire to have a certain length of hair. At this point, the stepmom's concerns about being a bad stepmom is coming true by being overly attached to Op's daughter's hair. Good grief. Why is a haircut a hill to die on for your wife? Not the asshole, but your wife has issues. Not the asshole. Please give your wife the chance to learn from my mother's mistakes. It started with making disapproving comments about my short hair as a teen. It continued and continued, on various topics, to the point of making disapproving comments about my lesbian marriage as an adult. It has ended in estrangement, 4 years and counting. Your daughter will do things your wife doesn't approve of or wouldn't have chosen for herself. If your wife doesn't support your daughter's right to live her own life, and celebrate things that make her happy, not only is there a good chance she ends up cut off and you end up in the middle, more importantly she will break your daughter's heart. Hopefully this is a wake-up call and this is the last time she responds like this. Wishing the three of you all the best together. Asking why I allowed daughter to cut all her hair cut off. Allowed. I thought she was 14, not 4. It's hair, it grows back. I think we know who was the asshole here.